one goal. This is a moment when the entire world can come together as one, with one aim, one cause, one goal. Not harming humanity or destroying nature. Get out, get out, get out. Bringing love across the world, good vibration. To every boy and every girl in this generation. Telling you, do what you need to survive. Take what you want to stay alive, and don't let nobody get you down. Yeah, yeah. Get out, get out, get out. Ah, yeah. See the world. Get out, get out, get out. Ah, yeah.
Live and direct on the TRU-MON Show with my bro Craig Roy.
Yeah.
Some might go in under Mr. Heights.
You got to do what we need to survive.
Yeah, man.
Take what we want to stay alive. We can't let nobody get us down. Yeah. You should know that good and evil lives within your soul. Can't give in to negative vibe. Let the goodness take control.
Let the goodness take control.
The good you do today is the blessings that haunt you the rest of your day. So when you rise in the morning, my friend, do good always. And yeah, I tell you to do what you need to survive. Take what you want to stay alive. Oh, yeah, yeah. Get out, get out, get out. Get out, get out, get out, yeah, yeah, yeah. Get out, get out, get out. Ah, yeah. Yeah, out there. Get out, get out, get out. Out there. The world is waiting for you. Get out. Get out of your problems. Get out of the negative place. Yeah. It don't make no sense to fight each other. At the end of the day, we cannot expect an next person to understand what we're feeling and we're going through. We would be selfish to expect that person to think about us the way we think of ourselves.
Wow. Wow. Boom. Live and direct with my bro Craig Roy from he's in Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah. How are you, my bro?
Hi there, Papa. Good vibe.
Hold on. I think you're muted, but it's not showing. Hold on. Okay, now I should hear you.
Yeah, that's good vibes. I did on it, you know.
Oh, hold on. I had no sound.
Does it?
Oh, okay, because here. Okay, do I hear you now? Hold on.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Okay, now I hear you. Good. Perfect. Good. So we'll get a good connection now. Great. So I'm back on the TRU-MON Show with my bro Craig Roy. That's what I said. Craig, it's a pleasure to receive you here today, it's a family thing. It was something that is normal to happen because we're all very much connected around the 10th floor family, Teacher D, Don Tepo, and the crew of 10th floor. So it was a natural thing for me to have you here, and I'm glad that you accepted my invitation. Thank you very much.
Good vibes, man. Give thanks, you know.
Yeah. You just have released a new EP. That's what pretty much we're going to talk about, because there's deep stuff in there, especially the first song that I played, Get Out. You know, that's what I was telling you. Sometimes you're going to listen to songs and the meaning, what you get from it might not be exactly what the intention of the author of the song is, but it always, you know, what it brought me, that song, Get Out, which is a big one. A big one. I think you have released it also as a single or something. I seen a big picture with the tree, Get Out. And yeah, that's it. So I was very delighted to hear it. And it's such a great song. And to me, what I get from it, it's like, and this is what we must do as people, is get out of ourselves a bit. Get out of ourselves. Get out of our negative ways, of our evil ways, of our stuff that holds us back from going out in the world. So tell me a little bit more, what was the inspiration? We're gonna go through all kinds of stuff, but first I played the song, so I would like you to maybe just tell us a bit more about it.
Well, you know, we want to say, give thanks to love and life. You know what I mean? First of all, we want to heal the Most High first, you know what I mean? And then Upsetta Records.
Yeah.
Massive respect to Dubai, you know what I mean? To Upsetta Records and everyone from Upsetta, you see. So I get introduced to Upsetta Records, you know, we could probably say a year ago or 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Then time to move hand in hand. And when they gave me the rhythm, you know, at first I was thinking like, all right, express myself, what I feel deep inside. Okay. Express from an exterior place, you know. And then now express yourself from the place you feel most positive. And that was deep within. And the first thing that came to mind was get out. Just get out. Get out of any situation where I hold you back. From inside yourself. Find a way to break through this shell, you know, like a chicken. Like that chicken break through the egg. To break through this shell. For if you cannot do that, then there is no way you truly overcome what it is that is holding on to you inside of your head. You know what I mean? It's holding on to you inside of your head and putting you back. So it all started from there. The lyrics, you know, people might say, oh, you know, you had so many space, you could do more lyrics, but you know, it's like this. That's exactly what I wanted to say. That's exactly how I felt at the time within the moment. The inspiration comes from that. You know, the rest of it is just.
Yeah, because I think there's like this invisible cage also that we impose on ourselves. It's very important, like you said, to break out that cage, to get out and just to, you know, because there's lots of fear. There's the fear factor preventing a lot of people from breaking free, from getting out, and, you know, just, I don't know, just be yourself. Just be you, and the world will adjust. That's all it is. I mean, and it's not about being perfect. Also, very often, you know, it's not about being perfect. It's just about doing your thing. Yeah, what you think about that?
Yeah, man, it's real talk. You meet so many people who are brilliant, you know, but they're brilliant from the inside. You meet so many people who are just warm and lovely, no matter how cold it is. You know, they're just warm and lovely spirit, but they keep all of that inside. You know, they don't really share themselves too much. You know, and
well, I think what brings the more joy to my days is just opening my heart to the world and speaking to the world, and just I don't know. To me, that's the way I found to break those walls inside that you were talking about. It's to break the walls, man, and really get to your golden heart. And, you know, from that space, you're home, and then you can do a lot. That's how I see it.
I with you upon that, my brother. You know what I mean? Hey, watch it. Let me express something first before start get comfortable, right? I like to take the long way home, you know what I mean? Like, you might find that I see a lot of things to express smart. You know what I mean? So what you know? So, right? I've never really truly gotten the chance to perform that song. You know? Because singing the song is just a part of the journey. It's expressing the meaning of it for other people. It's allow other people from that thing that keeps them in doubt, you know what I mean? And learn to express themselves. People don't express themselves. You talk to people nowadays, you have to be reading between the lines. You know what I mean? It's like simple thing you're telling them and it's all right.
That's good what you're saying.
Yeah. And
that's
then no,
yeah. Go ahead.
And it's not it's nothing keeping them hidden inside of that shell. You know, there's really nothing there. You know, all they really have to do is just open the mouth and say exactly what's inside of them heart. You know, and stop worrying about the other person. They're my people. Tell me what you're telling me. You know what I mean? It's like, but people don't communicate like that anymore. You know, people is all hooked up on this version of clinical psychology that they teach them in school. You know I mean?
But you know, it's easier also. It's easier to fool people than to convince them they have been fooled. And often I think it's better not to talk like about things like light and dark and stuff. You better say that they're in distraction. That's what I said today, you know, to go to people and start saying, oh, I see the light. I see it, the light. I'm not afraid to say it. I see the light, but to like I go and see it on YouTube, or to people that want to hear about the light and stuff because they know what it means. But I mean regular folks sometimes that are very, very caged up in themselves. You start talking about light, then their body will go funny. So you better tell them you're in distraction, bro, and that's all. So this way it's less shocking because the truth is very profound. It's something that you live, that you craft within yourself also. I think a lot like you can talk about the world. The world is it's a fantasy to me. They're Babylon stuff. So the truth, you find it within yourself, which you do. I'm sure that was your experience also, because you went through a transition, and I would like you to talk about it, is through Mr. Ice to Craig Roy. So there's got to be like some kind of rebirth, and that's why Mark's stronger than ever, because you know, once you're reborn like this with a new maybe not a new philosophy, you're the same guy, but you're just like, I don't know, there's got to be something that happened inside. You can tell us.
I want to say, my man, like you understand, I already said, like, all this. So, time past gone. My father called me Greg. You know what I mean? Ever since I can remember, my father, you know, called me Greg. Him call me boy sometimes when him feel like him young self. You know, when him feel like we're all age group, he call me boy. You know, but call me Greg all the time. And, no, call me Kazra. So you find to know my father generation, like everybody from that side of the family, my father, they all call me Greg. And you know, when I go to my mother now, everybody, you know. So you find being away from family and being away from, so you know, the faces you used to, you know, and you find you start wanting that. We call it kuntik. So many people call it, you know. And then during the time of seeking and self-searching and reading self-doubt, you know, realization that Mr. Ice is not, you know, that fire has been put out for a while now, and there's a new fire burning. You know, I couldn't identify what this new fire is through communication and thing. Or recognize that, yeah, you know, where is that new accidents happen? You know, accidents happen because such a work mysterious. You know, so accident happen and then Gregory.
So that's it. So often,
You know what I mean?
often we reborn like that after tragedies, and that's what happened in my life. I broke a leg, and right suddenly I'm like, okay, life is worth living. I almost lost my leg. Like I had the blood clot and everything. I could have died. So suddenly you become very, very conscious that whoa, there's something happening here, and I had also. You know, I think every man is a seeker. We're all not seeking all the same stuff, but we're all seeking truth. And sometimes it's just we get caught up into a layer of ego and illusions and fantasy of Babylon. But we're all the kind of seekers because how many people go into religion and stuff like that. So I think I had the call at one point to maybe seek something more inside of myself because I knew I had the potential also because we know we're just on self-sabotage. I think you can agree with that. It's the self-sabotage inside. But once you clear that and you start realizing who you are, like sometimes it takes a tragedy. Most people, it's either by free will, but that's very rare that you wake up and become something else stronger or a tragedy happening to you. And then, like you said you had an accident? That's what you said?
Well, yeah. You know, the one that's supposed to change it was not a physical thing. It was more like a spiritual vibration where not a broken spirit, you know what I mean? But turning around and recognize that it is possible in a crowded place and being all alone. It is possible that you could have all the things that you ever want in the world and still have one. It is possible that you could have life. You know what I mean? You could have life and just feel like you're not living. You know what I mean? So all these things was happening at the same time and many things. You know what I mean? Physical things that was going on within that time is it was more from a place of helping. Feel like you were feeling like you were being helped, you know what I mean? And you know, I'm not one to even fight with another person. Like if you holding on to what you believe, the reason why you're holding on to what you believe, I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh no, for sure.
Or what you believe is right. You know, your belief is yours. It to do with you, you know. So yeah, so many things was going on within that time, and like I said, you know, the accidents wasn't physical, you know. Recognizing from a mental place that a person could still have breath and not be living, you know. Yeah. And we all have to live. We have to come out of them darkness there and so watch out. You see it, love out in the world, everything out in the world. You know what I mean? You don't have to be off the world to be a part of the world. You see it.
And when it comes to the music part, I mean, there's lots of involvement when you change your artist name. And you have done a lot of work under Mr. Ice. So it's not because you detach
Yeah.
yourself from what you did before at all. I'm sure it's just because
No,
it was a.
it's good.
How do you manage all this? Like all the songs you've wrote under Mr. Ice, like you can find all kinds of. There's a whole bunch. So what do you do with this? Do you still like when you make that transition within yourself, do you still feel the need to promote the stuff that you did under Mr. Ice, or you completely put that aside for now and you just refocus on the new state of mind? You're reborn to a new state of mind, we see more probably.
Well, put this self aside. It's like this. There's no such thing as the old self. You know, Mr. Ice is not dead.
No, that's it. That's what I mean.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like Mr. Ice is not dead. You know, it's me. You know what I mean? It's like that was a stage in my life where I gone through and happily to go through all that stage and them stages and being this much alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, they can look at you and they can talk to you and they're breathing, and they're eating and they're sleeping, but they're not alive.
Yeah.
You know? So to have the same fire running through my veins, you know what I mean? But recognize it already accomplished what we needed to accomplish as Mr. Ice, yeah. You know? To talk about what accomplishments are. You know what I mean? We already gone through that phase there. We gone through that phase there. That phase that was yesterday. You know, today is a new day. Gregory. You know what I mean? But Mr. Ice is dead.
Yeah.
Like from a caterpillar. And that's where we are. As for performing them songs, you know, well, some of them more than others are personal. You know, they're really personal well-being. You know, and some of them I still share those messages. I still sing those songs. Don't dwell there. You don't come to me and I dwelling in that place.
But I think constantly being in the past and rebringing, just I wanted to know a bit the story, but I'm not so much a guy that lives in the past. So I live very much in the present, and you know, I had said things and done things in life that if I would have to redo it, I would do it differently. But you move on in life. At one point, you let go. Also, it's important to let go, because we hold on so much to some stuff, and we think this is vital, and you know, letting go.
The album Moving On says a lot about what was coming. I mean, and the title track of the album is so simple. Many people even messaged me over social media saying, you know, the kind of lyricist I am, I should have added more words and whatnot. The song even said more than enough. It was all clear. There was nothing hidden about where this was going, you know. And if people could track through and go back and just listening to those music, you know, that was created from all them times until now, you could see everything was in line, everything was already in motion. You know what I mean? And we have arrived at this place, and we don't know where we go from here. But you know, we have arrived here, and what we say, we're making the best of it, and doing what we do best, you know, which is teaching. You know, we're all teachers. The world is our classroom. You know,
like Peter Tosh said, "I'm a man from the past, living in the present, walking in the future." You know, that's...
Yeah, you see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so
But and also walking in the future, it's profound because you can access the future through the present time, through the present moment. This is where you access, like it's possible to time travel in your mind. You can go anywhere. So you know, this is not something that I do very often, but I like to you know, to project things. But like we said, have goals, but don't stick too much to the plan because you're gonna let go of the plan eventually. The outer purpose, your inner purpose never changes to awaken to who you are, to remember who you are. But the outer purpose can change during your life. And that's what probably,
like,
you
know, dark places inside of the mind we need to get, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you turn on the light, it's like, oh, this is a big room. I've been living in that small room this side of my head so long, and now you find this room and if you're a while, you know. And hey, watch man, this is lovely, man, and I love the vibration, and I give thanks to the Creator, you know. I give thanks for what I have become and where I'm coming from.
Yeah, we're survivors. We have survived. Yeah. That's what I say all the time. I've survived my worst moment in life. I'm still here. So there's got to be something behind this, some kind of treasure in the trash. Ah, there's always treasure in the trash, bro. I'm telling you, you got to dig, though. You got to dig inside the trash, and you'll find stuff. Me, I found greatness within the trash. The trash is the dark stuff. It's the dark stuff, and the dark stuff is all our program ways and our ego and self-obsession and stuff like that. So I think you know, once you start letting go of that, it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. You get in touch with life because life is bigger than our life. We agree with this, all right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Of course. You know, within this life, who you are is more important than what you are.
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
Exactly. It's not about where you're from. So
no, you know,
how far
at the end of the day, you know, we all belong to this planet. People searching for them one sense of purpose. We come up with all kinds of different ways of expressing how much they want to be different. You know, so they call themselves wherever patch of land come from. Like you know, like many people will say, "Oh, I'm African, I'm European, I'm Asian."
Labels.
You know, like all these things are boxes. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and behind these fences while they throw other stuff out, throw other stuff with crap. You know, it's like having that neighbor who like to put in trash in your yard.
Yeah.
And they're unwilling to make bridges instead of walls. You know, so one side, you know, move away from all the fences, and we can see wide, we can see far, but love exists. We can see that like I exist out there, you know what I mean? And that's like the first step to living a full life.
Yeah.
Musically, my brother, there's no walls, you know? Yeah.
There's nothing to seek. There's nothing to find. It's all here and now. If you open your heart, open your eyes to life, you're going to realize all the stuff we're talking about and the greatness you have inside and the work you have to do here. And that, you know, the work, it's good, but I've been trained to work in Babylon. But that's not the only work we have to do. First, we have to work on ourselves to become better persons. Talk to our neighbors. You know, we're thinking, we're out there on the internet everywhere in the world thinking about changing the world. We don't even talk to our neighbors. Explain me the sense out there. And we're gonna treat the world like that. Like, we got to bring back kindness and love and all that stuff. And it starts with good vibration, with putting a smile on our face. Like, truth fanatics, me, I don't really like those people because that's completely disconnected from reality. The reality is here and now. It's what we are, and it's us rising to the occasion. You know that life is there, but so many people don't grasp that idea and pass their life in front of the TV. Like it's distraction, it's dark stuff. It's that's what it is.
Yeah, man. You see, like, hey, something I noticed, right? Talking about music and things and things, you know.
Oh, we're talking about all kinds of different stuff here.
Good bad, right? So this is something I noticed. I don't know. Album, with the new album, I might make mention of something just to spark thinking, because
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. You got it. I'm gonna come back to this. Don't worry.
Yeah, just to spark thinking inside of a person, right? But you find that no, when you take public transportation, you learn a lot.
Public transportation, oh yeah.
Yeah, you learn a lot, right? One of the first things and many things that you learn in public transportation is how disconnected people are from each other.
Yeah.
You take the bus or the train, and if it's not one of those trains where you actually have a ticket to a seat where somebody else has to sit next to you, you will find that people rather stand here with an empty seat right there. And you could go as far over as you think you can so that they could sit, and they'll stand there. They'll stand there and people don't talk to each other anymore. Now you find that people Facebook and their so-called friends. They talk every day, they exchange information every day. You see them people, you see them at a party and one's over there and one's over here. And who knows, it takes an anvil to drop for one to come over and meet the other one. And even say, oh, we're friends on Facebook. People don't talk physically. People don't do that anymore. Everyone is stuck inside this virtual reality.
Yeah, and the worst is it brings a lot of benefits. Lots of benefit to connect with others.
You know what I mean? Because look, like let's say 100 years ago, you think I could tell my parents that, oh, I stay in this place and talk face to face with my brethren all the way up in Montreal, and I'm so you're crazy.
Yeah.
And yet still it is possible. You know what I mean? But you find out that people not talking to each other. It's like in no way they are communicating. You know what I mean? You find that you say good morning to a person, good afternoon to a person, and good evening to a person, and their response because they feel insulted. Their reaction is like you passing and a squirrel said hi. You know what I mean? And
I say it often, the best therapy to clear your bad vibes is to go out in the world, take public transportation and say hi to everybody that look at you and put a smile on your face. Come back home, tell me you get the same vibe after, the same vibe, and say hi to people. Just say hi. Just say hi, bonjour, comment ça va, or whatever. Something simple. And just put a smile. And you're going to see your vibrations going to go up and up and up. And you're going to want to connect more and more. And then you're going to go out to the world on YouTube. And, that's what happened to me. It started by a smile on my face outside of the grocery store. And then I realized, hey, people are levy. I should go out on YouTube. I'll find all kinds of levy people. I found that's what happened. And there's all kinds of good people, good-hearted people. That's the thing. We're just so programmed. And
especially the kids.
Yeah.
The kids. I tell you, I love, I think kids are my favorite human beings. You know what I mean? It's like, if they don't like it, they'll tell you. And just saying like that, just from right out, just from you waving to them, they'll or wave back, or they'll smile, or they, and all these expressions are so, that's all in a sense, you know.
It's bro. It's because the trauma starts very, very young in our life. Look, just in the hospital when they cut the umbilical cord, the ultrasound on the belly of the mother, the vaccines, the this, the that, man, they become intoxicated with nonsense. So they go out in the world, they grow up, and they're very, very distant from the world they live in. When they are fully included in the world they live in, this is my world, that's your world, that's our world. You know, but most people feel like they don't belong because the pressure of the system and all this stuff, you know, but we put that own pressure sometime often also with credits and stuff, you know, when you're in consummation, when you consume a lot of stuff, it's going to cause fear inside you. And that's the thing too, a lot of stuff to cause fear in our society. You know?
True, man.
Yeah.
True, man.
True, man. Yeah, that was great.
You know, when I give up.
That's why I called my name, that my show, the TRU-MON show, because you guys in Jamaica say Mon, hey Mon. So that's why I picked it up. That's the exact reason why I named it the TRU-MON show, because I talk about truth. I'm living I'm talking about truth. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm living the truth. I'm living the truth inside of me, and I'm doing something.
Yeah,
like I don't do much what I'm doing sometimes, but I'm doing something.
A man really cannot say something that he has no understanding of, really.
Yeah.
Like, we cannot express it, so we say we don't understand. When you say it comes from someplace. You know what I mean? Wherever it came from, it comes from someplace. So there has to be some prior knowledge. You know what I mean? Why you've been saying, so, you know, we just have to do what we have to do. Because at the end of the day, nobody else now goes, but we have.
And not only that, we have you know, I think once you hear that little whisper in your ears, because that's what we said, I think, together the other day, once you hear that divine calling, that call to greatness, that call to do something with your life, it's like a whisper, an inspiration. And it's hard to put in words, what it is. Don't ask me to put the words on this because it's outside of this matrix words construct Babylonian stuff. Words, we're using it, but it's a program they gave us also, and I'm very conscious of that. So, you know, and also that's where empowering words come in the portrait, and you gotta, you know, anyway. So yeah, so very, very. I lost what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something. I lost it.
Oh no, man. No, in the last, it's in the stuff. It will come up once it's there, you know.
Yeah.
Keep steering it, will come to the top. Don't worry about it. But yeah, man, it's like that song Get Out is my attempt to reach across the barriers and make people be aware that, look, all this thing is just what you make of it. You know what I mean? It's all what you make of it. And at the end of the day, you know, it may come from within.
But,
you know?
We don't think it come from within. I never thought really that's what everybody says, but until you feel it, until you feel the stuff really coming from within, it's hard to tell anyone, hey, you have stuff within, bro. You have greatness within you, man. You are so fucking great. You could rise to the top, bro. You know, people don't see it within themselves. So you have to see it within yourself, that you and accept yourself, but we're not in that process so much.
Because watch out. The things about you that I like, you know, are the very things about me. You know, are the very things that are within inside me. You know, the things about you that I don't like is very things that are within inside me. You know what I mean? At the same time, recognize these things, and some people like to move in patterns. Some people like to move with a pattern. You know what I mean? And it probably makes them predictable. I don't know. You know, but you still have to do what you have to do. You know, the sun does what it has to do.
Exactly.
Within a certain time frame, and then it's somebody else's job. It's the moon's job, whether the moon wants to show up or not. It's now it's the moon's turn. You know what I mean? The sun don't quarrel about where the moon gets shine from. You know, so we down here and we find everything to quarrel about, and we find everything about. You know what I mean? And we find every reason not to move forward with or without a situation. You know, and we have to get away from all those things. We have to get out of all of those habits. You know what I mean? We have to see the world for ourselves and don't make somebody else come tell you, say, oh, another place say it's bad, don't go there. And there's bad, don't go there. How you know it's bad for you?
And you know, it's
You never experienced it before. We talking about, you know, so you know, we're trying to get them out of wherever. You know, it's like too much of this. 4, 5, and 6 generations within the same 10-mile radius. You know what I mean? It's like, what kind of life are you living, man?
Yeah.
To the world.
Go out to the world. Go out in the world, and that's it. But you also you came from now you come from Jamaica. That's important to say it. I think people know, but that's it. Now you're in Boston, so you got out of Jamaica. But what was what brings you into Boston? You said it was project and stuff, because I'm sure people wonder why Boston.
I'm a musical person, and music is what
yeah.
Even out on the street, you know what I mean. I'm always motivated by sound, you know, and.
Anyway, wherever we roam, we're home. So whether you're in Boston, you're in Philadelphia, you're in New York, Montreal, Vancouver, Thailand, you're still gonna do what you have to do. That's it.
We'll find that things don't always turn out to be what we hope it to be. You know, what.
And before I wanted to say something, I forgot. But what made me also come out of my cage a lot is I've realized one day that the sun was still shining. Just that should be enough for every one of us to wake up. The sun is still shining. We're not in darkness here. First of all, we have a very weird conception of what this world is intended to be. Like, I don't think we're intended to.
The first mistake man make is to say the sun rise.
Yeah.
And the sun set. That's the first mistake man makes. Man likes to say, oh, at sunrise and at sunset. You know, that's a big illusion. Sun don't rise and sun don't set. The earth turns, the world turns.
But that I'm not so sure about that the world turns. I never really felt it, but even with but that's my opinion. It's only an opinion. I mean, my opinion will not change the world, and that's what I think. Yeah, that's it. Because the illusion, you know, the lies. Yeah, the lies are so profound that they lie even on the shape of the earth and all the space stuff. Me, I think it's all a lie and bullshit from Babylon. But that's only my opinion. Like, what I see is the sun, like you said, the sun is a big illusion. Yes, it doesn't rise, it doesn't set, it just comes and go. It's just our vision. Our vision see it. But even that, I cannot explain it to you because the whole thing is very, very divine, but I know it's not what they told me.
I never see it beyond where I've seen it. You know what I mean?
When it comes to stuff like sun, stars, and earth, me, it's shapeless. It's a shapeless realm, and there's no division involved because you talk about round earth, flat earth, stuff like that. It causes division. So it's just we're on a shapeless realm. That's how I see it.
There's no need to argue about it. You know, like I see people arguing about it because if you put 10 people in a circle and put one plant in the middle and tell them all to dry, they all have 10 different visions.
Exactly.
They all 10 different versions of the plant. You know what I mean? So, like, I can have any conversation around anything with anybody. It doesn't even matter if I'm not there intellectually with you as an individual. You know what I mean? We could still have this conversation because whatever it is that you're talking about, I am going to have my conceptual vision.
But yeah, that's why the reality we experience. Yeah. The reality we experience is very personal. I see the world the way I see it. You see it, but you know, this is a bit what again cause a lot of confusion. But it's up to each and every person to first of all find the truth within themselves. Like I said, will I ever know what's the sun, what's the moon, what's the stars? If I get to the sun, I'll probably burn my ass. If I get to the moon, I'll freeze. If I cannot get to the stars, so when am I gonna know? So I don't really focus on that stuff. I'm telling you honestly, I focus on greatness because it's filled with lies and deception. So I don't want to default to their stuff and their thinking. I want to think for myself, and I cannot tell you what it is. If I think for myself, I look at it and it's very divine. I love it for the sacred part of it. But to say that I can instruct you on what is the moon, the sun, and the stars, bro, forget about it. I'm not that guy for you. All I'm going to tell you is think for yourself because they're saying a bunch of lies.
My father would give you the information and then tell you that the information is only that's how you use it.
Yeah, that's it. It's what you do with the information. And again, information. It starts from
what I have to know how you
information. You form that from within. You shouldn't default to other people to receive information. You build that information and then you go and be the media. You be the media in the world after. And it's like someone brought that to me up today, but just look at the world news. Okay? In the word news, you have north, east, west, and south. The news goes all over. The fake news goes all over. The fake news, I should call it for what it is, goes all over news. North, east, west, south. Everything is coded, man. Everything is coded in their stuff. But that's, again, a fantasy. And if we just attach our vibration to that, it's game over. We're going to get our soul captured. Because, like I said, the best way to approach life is just have a bit. Because also what they do, but I don't like to say they because we are part of it also. But what we do with all this matrix stuff is that we get very, very detached from who we are. And that's the biggest conspiracy, I think. The biggest conspiracy is against us. Look how much in a fallen state we are. So it's to get up from that fallen state, stand strong within yourself and face the world boldly and say, hey, I'm here to shine and I'm here to bring something. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something, like you said.
Yeah, man, we can't cry over it. We fall to a purpose, you know. We fall to a reason, and I feel like the main reason we fall is to rise again.
Rise again. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, you have went through many collaboration on that EP, just to go back on it, and you have a lot. I saw some of those rhythm, like you have collaborated a lot with Catchy Greezly, I think, in Italy. Great, man. Big up Catchy Greezly. Big up Catchy Greezly.
Much respect to Catchy, man.
A master in his stuff.
Now, the new album we're working on right now is Grizzly. I mean, you know, Grizzly is unique, and I like the uniqueness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
unique vibe.
I'll continue in that road. We continue that journey together. You know, until we get to our destination. You know, it might not be the same place. You know what I mean? Yeah. At the end of the day, it's just a bus ride.
Yeah. You know, together you do stuff. Like even when I'm trying to build now the TRU-MON production, I can do that alone. It's with all the artists, the producer, the guys that does the rhythm. We're all a big family into the music thing. Just to do each and every one our part to elevate the vibration. Like I don't think I'm gonna save the world. I'm not here to save the world. You can save yourself, people. I'm trying to save myself here. You can save yourself. You can pass time. Try to because it's a big job.
Yeah, like you tell them what you have seen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's it.
Go on and do their own experimentation with that.
Also, not only Catchy Greezly on this album, like collaborator is producer, but there's also a lot of Perfect Giddimani, Giddimani Records.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things,
Yeah.
I think. Perfect Giddimani likes you a lot, I think.
I don't know
You're
about
good
that.
brothers. But you're good brothers, I think.
Well, you know,
Or it just
he's a,
happened, a collaboration like that. I don't know. I'm asking you.
I, res- I respect Brethren for a longer time, from a longer time, even before the vibration exists where I could take up my phone and either send a text message or an email or make a phone call, like, you know, you know, perfect, and I'm working with Teacher D. I don't know how, I don't know what the science is, what the chemistry is, but I'm working with Teacher D, who we all we all close together, we are brothers, you know what I mean? And within time things happen. So I guess it was just that time when he reached out to me and sent me a rhythm and sent me the hook.
Okay.
Said,
I thought the connection was deeper than that. I was under that impression.
there is always a deeper connection. I'm just expressing this particular project.
Yeah, that's it.
How it, you know what I mean? Because it's like we live in. We can always. There's a lot.
There's a lot, and there's a lot of great projects out there to be part of. So when someone approach you with a rhythm and you want to be on that project, how does it work exactly? That's one thing I wonder. I'm going to ask you that question. I never asked it to any artist. Really went into those details. But someone approach you with a rhythm, a producer approach you with a rhythm. Like I do it myself, but I don't do it to involve money. Like it's a non-profit thing, my thing. I don't even want to know nothing about money. If there's something I spend in it, but I don't want to make money. So it's not the same vibration. But when it comes like that, like they approach you to be part of a rhythm, what's the benefit, like monetary, that you get from that stuff? Is it like something really to consider, or it's more something that you do for the love for life? Or I know at the end of the day you don't do things for money, but it might be the byproduct of your success at one point in your life. And I'm sorry, but when I go to the supermarket of hell to buy food, they ask me to pay my food with money. So that's why I'm talking about that, and I'm sure you do too. So money is part of it's part of the system. So let's deal with it. We're all compromised, like I said, very deeply. We're all using it. So none of us here can say, oh, this about it. We're all using it at a certain extent for the good or the bad, but we're all using it. So how does it work exactly? Or it's just a good vibe you put out? Like, how do you see this? I would like to...
I don't know about other people, but I never charge a producer.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Okay.
I've never even had the idea to say to a producer, you have to pay me for this. Or I've never even said to a producer, never.
That's interesting what you're saying there.
You send me your rhythm, you tell me what you want, and if I can get with your program to get it done, you know what I mean? And that's how I work.
Wow, that's interesting what you're saying there. A lot, but that's what happened. A lot of people just like to do it just for the sake of doing it. Like you said, it's also with. But what does it bring to the producer? Do they get any or ever? Because me, I do it for the love of the music. I'm not even I cannot talk for other people. I'm not under their skin. But
I only speak to self, and I see it this way. If you send me an instrumental and you say, Greg Ride, I need a tune in this thing. And if you have an idea of what you want in terms of song, that's even better for me. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah.
So I don't have to get too personal. to put myself in.
That's exactly what I did with Stevie Culture yesterday. I sent him a rhythm and I said, check it out. And I said it would be good to make a song about paying tribute to the music, what it does in our heart, the music. And I said, I told him what it does to me. It liberates me. It's a painkiller. Da, 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 da. And I said, try to work your magic around this and come out with a big, powerful song about the tribute to the music and what it does to us. Because, okay,
yeah. So, you know, and
that, yeah.
I see people. I see people. I've witnessed people who will produce as hostage, basically. You know, version of a real nice thing that they did, and then they say, okay, they want this and they want that. You know, and
also there is some that offer it, because when I ask someone like to make me the plate, often I offer them something just because I want to support also. I want to.
When a person do that, because you know people done that. When a person do that, if it's a song that I'm promoting, I'll tell you, no man, I'm promoting this music, man. I do this thing for you, man. I'm promoting this thing. You know what I mean? You know, but you know, if otherwise a person make an offer and it's like, you know, all right, let me see, all right. But I never put a price on what I do.
But you see, I have experienced people that I went to and they put a very big price on making dub plates. It's like, what is this? Like, also, the very people that you think they would do it free for you, they're going to charge you the big price. So it's often...
I don't believe anything is free. But what I do believe is that you cannot put a price on what I do.
Man, that's it. That's what I think. Like,
I mean, it has value, but the value is not a couple of $100. It's not what the value is. You know what I mean? It can't be.
Simply can't be, because if not, it's diluted with negativity. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is my life. You know what I mean? What I do is my life. When you listen to my music, it's just like visiting me and talking. It's not a job. People view it as a job. It's okay. That's their way of walking down the street. You know, some people walk on the left hand side, right hand side. Some people walk middle of the street. You know, it's just how one view it. You know, me personally, money will come if it will. My work is my work. No, sure. You call me say sure. It's a different thing. In some cases, I will just show up and put all the expense to show up and come and do something. You know what I mean? But in other cases, certainly, you know, something has to happen. You know what I mean? But my movement is not a monetary movement. Very soon, all these things is going to be just memories.
Because
what kind of memories do you want to have? You just want to have the memories of, oh, you know, TRU-MON, we charge TRU-MON, and then what?
This you know what I mean? It's a bad vibes.
Yeah, if you want to offer me something now, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even see it as a disrespect, however little or however large. You want to offer me something, I accept it.
But that's what I do. I'm not super. I'm rich in love and rich in life, but money. I have I have what I have to survive, and I cannot like give hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I can give a little thing just to say thank you in a way. I don't know, like Teacher D made me the plate, and we bought an amplifier for his studio. You know, that's what I wanted to do. I said, he said, buy me something. He said, this way you'll be with me in my studio permanently. He said, I'll have an amplifier and I'll say, TRU-MON bought this for me. So, you know, this is that kind of vibe that I love. That I love it. I'm 100%.
Yeah, man, because what you know, people, what you know, it's really psycho because I see people doing it, you know what I mean? Like, they come and they try to get the money from you to go buy this thing. why not just go straight ahead for this thing?
Yeah.
You know, just deal with this thing. This is what you want, right? You know, at the end of the day, 90% of these people, they don't want money.
After
You know?
all, you reach out.
But they work hard, and then they work hard for all these colorful papers, and then
Yeah.
they just group it all together and bring it somewhere to get what they want. And I feel like you cut out the middleman. This money is just a middleman.
Yeah.
It's just a middleman. It's just the transaction between you and the person. And that could have just been for directly what you want. You save time, you save energy, you move forward quicker. You know what I mean?
And as a guy like me doing the stuff I do and the promotion and all that, if I reach out to you for a dub plate or for a song for a project, I'm reaching out to you for strength. I'm asking you for strength. This is what I'm coming to you for. I'm not coming to you to make you rich, or I'm not going to pay your house. I might pay your cell phone bill for a month, but I'm not going to pay your house. I can't. So I'm coming to you for strength. I'm coming to you for the forge so I can rise and rise more. And that's what you do. If you give me that strength, you will be lifted naturally too. So, but
yeah,
people,
because then you have the drive for work on the thing, because you know so this thing come from a good place and a positive place.
Yeah.
You know, and so you have the drive, and we both have the drive to do the thing and work on the thing. Like you say, give you a song and I give a producer a song, I don't ask him what I'm doing with it. I don't know if I'm selling it or not. I don't care. Necessarily how to weird madness. See? So what I want to do with it now is a different thing. If we work like this album, this EP is a compilation of tracks that's been released before, and there's a purpose for that. You know what I mean? There's like everything of a reason. You know what I mean? So, not songs released before. Now I like these songs, these particular songs. They're some of the songs that really speak to me, and that's why they're on it. There could have been tons of other songs on it. You know what I mean? But these songs are the energy that I want to put forward before I do the album. Right?
Yeah, and
now,
there's that mentality also. I think that we were touching that subject, but you know, there's that mentality. I think it's a lot, okay, maybe artists that are doing that, hoping to do that to make a living out of it. They think they're gonna make one song and it's gonna hit the billboard and they're gonna be millionaire. Like there have people like that. I had to get rid of some people, some singers that I had on that project, because it's insane. They think they're making one song and they ask you for crazy stuff. Like it's totally delusional to think that you're gonna make a few songs and that you're gonna be well known and end up on the billboard. Like Perfect Giddimani. Just take the example of Perfect Giddimani. He did over 10 albums, 1,000 singles, and he ended up on the billboard. His 10th album. Like, you know, it's so it's just sometimes it's a very long run, but people don't seem to want to also do the extra mile, like you said, doing dub plates and stuff. It's the extra mile. That's what it is, and that's gonna make you, I think, especially dub plates. I love the thing about dub plates. I never really touched it. Now that I'm touching it, man, I'm in love with it. It's a great way to promote the artist, to give strength, to collect strength. Like it's a straight strength transfusion between the artist and the guy that asks for it. It's very, very powerful, very empowering. But they have turned this into more a money thing now, the plates and stuff, most artists, and that's where I just upped out at one point. You're about money or you're about giving strength?
Yeah, I feel like, watch out, 90% of the people who rise to a place and then just get stuck there, you know, we'll find that the reason that they get stuck there is because they're feeling like someone has to pay them to go further.
Yeah, they're afraid to lose it. They're afraid to lose where they are too. The fear. It's the fear that makes them act like this.
It's like they they can do better, but they want to be paid to do better.
Yeah.
Now, I'm one of those people who believe that, sure, a man should be paid according to his work. Simply means that you get paid after your work is finished. You understand?
And also, always do more than what you're paid for, and eventually you'll be paid for more than what you do. You know, that's the idea also.
Overtime, you know?
Yeah.
It never hurts to go overtime, you know? So yeah, so this EP now, like as I was saying, so it was it's such a joy that I could reach out to producers and say like, hey, I want to put together an EP, you know, and I want to use these tracks. And everybody was like, yes, no 1 second, yes. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, yes, definitely. And I felt so good about that because they could have said no. And I wouldn't argue, I wouldn't make a big deal out of it, you know, if one said. People say no in ways of not communicating, just cut off communication with me just because I say a simple thing like, hey, could you just give me a different mix of this track because I doing an EP and I would like to have track on the EP. You know what I mean? And just do a different mix of it and you know what I mean? And they just say yeah and just I never hear from them again, you know what I mean? And I never you know, I never take offense to it like maybe I did something wrong that I know when you call out to me and ask me for a track, I never do it. I didn't have to do it. I mean, I'm a musician. You know what I mean? I don't need to. You know what I mean? I can do it.
You can do it with your eyes closed. That's the thing. I can speak here on YouTube. I can press that button, do all my things with my eyes closed. Same thing for you. So,
and I choose to do something together. Because I don't know if you're basketball. I just know when you did want to pull your basket, I put my one. You know what I mean? Now, me have my basket. You know, and my basket reach your way. If you don't decide to put one, it's all good feelings towards you. But when you walk away from the line simply because I send basket your way, leave you alone and make you go on your ways. And many done that. Many done that. You know, people who been working with for a long time, you know, and you know, like I said, I have no bad feelings. You know, I reached out to Giddimani and he was as excited about it as I was excited about doing it. And you know, I reached out to Dube from Upsetta, and you know, and without any hesitation in him to go ahead. And I understand what was happening with his project. I mean, I understand that he was putting a lot of energy into it. So it was probably not even a good idea for me to put it back on the EP so quickly. You know what I mean? And he said yeah, and I just do it, you know. And you know, I remix Kissing at the Stoplight, kind of tweak the name a little bit, so it no longer say Kissing, you know, but
sometimes it's just to modify the bass line or a bit, and you know, just so it doesn't pick up copyright or stuff.
I mean, I don't too worry too much about copyright and things like that, you know, because I mean, there's no way where I'm not one of them guys that will sit down and a person come tell me what I should do, which is right. You know what I mean? It's like if I point to me, you know, whether it be inside or it's an exterior thing. If at this point in time I don't know what is right, then I've been traveling the wrong road, you know. So And worry about copyright and anything like that. I just make sure say I go search for all the information where that they put forward, and I make sure that all these information is there. So a person, it doesn't look like I'm taking somebody else's work. You know what I mean? Or claiming somebody else's work. You know what I mean? And I put this EP together now, and excited to be promoting this EP. You know, I might not look excited, but I am.
I might not look excited, but I am.
Yeah, I mean, animation is just that.
You are excited because you're with me, so you are excited. That's your excitement. You know, excitement might not shows in fireworks all the time, but just the fact that you're here.
Yeah. And you see, I'm not one of the busy artists where book.
But this was my next question to you, Len. That was my next question.
Yeah. Would love that. I would love that. Okay. I would love to get some shows going, but I don't know. I love to create music and I have so much fun performing music.
And there's also the part where you start touring and all that. When you start touring heavily, it demands a lot on the person also. You kind of have to forget about a bit the familial life for a while and go tour. But that means if you tour heavily, but I guess...
And no, actually, no. I've never linked a string of shows together. I've never done that.
Okay.
Throughout music that you see from Mr. Ice and to Greg Rye is mostly like 70% of it is mostly my doing. You know what I mean? The other 30% is we could call it outside interference, where ones and ones come and show me like, look, you need to do this like that. And I still first have to sit back and analyze the situation before I do it. I don't have, there's not a booking agent at the moment.
I was going to ask you that. What kind of team you have around? Yeah. You are the team! And if the whole team doesn't work, we're not done yet.
I mean, and like I'm still in the process of building because I want good energy and good people. I've gone around people I thought was good energy and good people, and it wasn't. I just recently, have somebody like a contact person, a manager, a contact person, and we haven't actually get anything off website development, the bio I just sent you, are because of that, and like
have you ever performed? No. Have you ever performed in any of the festival in Europe? Like there's a lot in Europe.
Never been to Europe.
Oh, you never been to Europe?
No.
Oh.
No. Yeah,
Do you think there's something like but for sure there is a system controlling stuff there. There's the one that get the most promotion will end up probably in the most biggest festival. But do you think it's something hard to reach, or why is it because you could easily, like teachers in Germany, so maybe can work out some kind of stuff there and ship you in Germany and do some shows? Is it something you see happening in the future, or?
But is that an achievement? Did I work for that?
Okay.
Did I work ask somebody for an opportunity? Now those are both two different things. You know what I mean? Like I can ask a person for an opportunity. I mean, I've always done good. I've never done wrong by anybody. You know what I mean? Like I'm very certain people would be able to say, oh, according to their understanding and their way of communicating, they could say probably I've sinned against them. But you know what I mean? I've never created any kind of situation where a person would not want to grant a favor if I ask you a favor, like to do a show or to do this or that. You know, I just never ask. When I truly deserve it, you will give.
Yeah.
Jah will
come
give.
to you, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. Jah will give. You know what I mean? Jah will provide. But you have to do the work. You know, so I feel like where I am is where I've worked my way to. You know, where I need to be is where I need to work my way to, not ask for people for always.
Yeah, because hardship is good sometimes. Hardship is good. It's gonna build your character too. You know, I always say there's no such thing as bad days, but it's character building days. You know, that's what you do, and they're gonna come. So you better be ready.
Yeah. I mean, I'm finally in a place where I am right now. You know what I mean? I feel the moment. You know, this is the moment when we can when I'm more comfortable now to go out and perform. You know, not saying I wasn't comfortable performing as Mr. Ice. You know what I mean? I love that. I've done some real nice, you know, and now as Greg, I feel like I have something more special to offer. You know, and it is so special that I am unwilling to beg. I am unwilling to beg. I will not beg. You know what I mean? I'll do my work, and if you see my work and feel like I deserve this thing, then you can give this thing, and I will accept. You know, but I will not beg. You know what I mean? So,
you know what?
That's where I am.
You know what? Potential people with power recognize people with potential, and people with potential know power when they see it, and you know that.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah. So I do the same thing. I'm not worried. I know it's gonna come. People with power know are gonna recognize the potential I have. Be so good that they need to work with you.
Yeah, I mean, I perform every week. The performing is not my problem. I'm not suffering from lack of performance.
Yeah, is it something you really love performing, or something like you?
First,
yeah.
I prefer because it's natural to me. Like what you see I do on stage is a natural thing. I'm not up there acting. I'm there, you know, trying to remember a move or a line. You know what I mean? It's a natural thing to me, performing. You know, so I don't want to cheat that in any way. Yeah, I don't want to. Sure, you know, it's probably bad to put out in the universe all that you do not want. But be truthful, like, yo, me come and say, oh, I beg you 15 minutes, or I beg you 20 minutes, or no, then what was all my work for?
Exactly.
All this time sitting down, writing music and recording the music and perfecting all these little things that I saw as imperfection throughout all these years, and to bring it to this, to come and beg you for 25 or 45 minutes. That's not an achievement, you know. So
yeah, and it's not so much achievement. You know, achievement doesn't mean too much if you make people feel like shit too. Like you can have accomplished all kinds of stuff in life, have a big repertoire of songs and that, but if you make people feel like shit when they come to you and ask you something, what you have done worth nothing in the eyes of those people and in the eyes of many people also.
Yeah.
So accomplishment, I think it's more in the way you make people feel. And if you go on stage and you make people feel good, and you go there also not with the goal of making money, but on rescuing souls, like we said, very different.
Yeah, and it's not about an individual anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, I send you the bio. I don't know if you get a chance to look at it. You know, I'm a part of so many other marvelous things going on. You know what I mean? It's like so many other wonderful things going on that I'm blessed to be a part of, and you know,
This is what I
within
would
this
like to
time,
know. Other than the music, what do you do with your everyday life?
music.
Music, music, and
Yeah,
music.
I'm a part of a cover band too here in Massachusetts. That it's a Bob Marley tribute band. It's called Duppy Conquerors. You know, they're a Bob Marley tribute band based here in Massachusetts. So I'm the lead singer for that. You know, and
Oh, okay.
uh,
1 minute, so
which is
you're
why
touring locally with a band, là.
which is why I do I say I which is why you see yes, I don't have a problem with performing. I'm not, you know, I perform every week,
Ah, you're
every
touring
week.
with a band, but I didn't have a chance to read your stuff. I looked for it, and that's the part of you I didn't know. But listen, we said it. We said it together. We're not coming here with a plan, so there's possibly it's
Yeah,
very real, natural, and
yeah. No, also I'm lead vocalist the Greg Roy and the Instigators, you know, and it's all originals, you know, no covers, you know, all originals.
ah.
So you know, we're doing what we can, you know,
So you
do
do
what
a
we
lot
can.
of Bob Marley cover songs. You know, you probably know. So okay, 1 minute. You see him in the back. That's big. What you're saying there. 1 minute. You're telling me you go around Boston and you do cover of Bob Marley's. That's what you're saying.
Well, not just Massachusetts.
Okay, but mainly Bob Marley. You go and make shows of Bob Marley around the United States. That's what you're telling me. Wow, that's massive, man.
Yeah.
So you know, okay, what is Bob in your life? What's the, to get to that point, Bob means something to you? Like, hello, there's something here. You're going. I didn't know that, and that's very, very interesting. Wow.
That is still an experience to me that I'm still living. I haven't found my way all the way through that experience yet to be able to put words to it. Like, I'm still learning so much even about my own self by learning some of these music. Like, you know, growing up in Jamaica, I really think I knew all the songs. You know what I mean? I really thought I knew all the songs, and so many of the songs express life, a kind of life that I live, you know, and I really was at that place, and then now learning all these songs and performing these songs, you know, it's been another journey for me through self also and understanding self. It's a good vibe, you know, and good vibe.
This is what it is. This is what Bob Marley did. He created a living soul, and he's living through you, through your music, what you do through me, through all kinds of people. And we carry him in our hearts, we carry his stuff, and that's wonderful because Bob is such a great inspiration for many people, especially me. At a young age, I pick up what he was saying, and I can probably sing all the songs, but with the music playing, this is a very different thing. When you don't have the music playing, when you don't have Bob whispering in your ears the stuff that's coming, that's a whole different thing. So I guess you're pretty much
Yeah.
in rehearsal often and doing stuff with the band just to practice. Like, how many songs? If I ask, can you play us something on a guitar? A song of Bob? Anyone like Babylon System? Can you play that on the guitar?
Wait, we yeah, but first, you know, yeah, but yeah, man, I could do something.
Or play us something,
Uh,
something from your new album, the one. It can be other stuff than Bob. Like I said, there's many on that. There's 8 tracks. There's the one that I really loved that we played at the beginning, but there's also Mr. Right is very good.
yeah,
I don't know. Play
yeah.
something. Play us something. Whatever you want. Your
I,
choice.
I'll do it. I'll play something, man. You know, I'll
You play
definitely.
guitar, eh?
Yeah, I do play guitar
Yeah.
as often as I should, and that's a bad thing, but uh,
Yeah, I saw you in the store. We're looking for guitars.
I don't know if you can hear it. Either that's another thing. I don't know if you hear it. So that's something new working on, I'm playing. This is the other thing. Many people don't know about Gregory, Yeah. I'm more of a lover's rock musician, I'm that's
Feel
where I
like
am.
dancing. The
You know what
song
I
you
mean?
made with Teacher, Feel Like Dancing. That was a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm more of a lover's kind of personality, and I want to put love out into the world so people can understand that love don't mean sex. We talk about love, especially with young people. I young too, so I shouldn't even probably say young people. But when you talk about love, the first thing they think about is sex. While I want to put it out there that love of self and love of others is beyond physical contact. You know what I mean? So this one's a favorite. Yeah, hear me?
Yeah, very, very good.
Woo, 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 yeah, yeah. Ah, 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 ah. In this life, all we got to do is live, so we got to live it positive. So yeah, man, go tell your story. Go tell your stories now. Oh, me, yeah. Tell me of the love you found. Is it the reason I can't come around? Tell me how your day has been. Open the door, come on and let me in. Call me anytime and I will answer. Rain or shine, I will be there for you. Call me anytime and I will answer. Rain or shine, I will be there for you, you. Go tell your story. Go tell your stories now. Oh, me, yeah. And you know how it sounds and look as if you wanna read me like an open book. So please, yeah, baby, please, yeah. Don't blame me for the roads I took. I've seen so many and I've learned so many. So please, just believe me. Call me anytime and I will answer. Rain or shine, I will be there for you. Call me time I will answer. Rain or shine, I will be there for you, you. Go tell your story.
Wow. Profound, man. Hey, if I ask you, because you're good playing guitar, I noticed that. If I ask you, what do you need to be good playing guitar? What do you need to do to be a good guitar player?
Practice.
Ha! I knew you were going to say that.
So this song is my Empress favorite song, you know? And it has become one of my favorite Bob Marley songs, you know? So you ask me if a Bob Marley song, I'm
straight
gonna
ahead,
play
my
it.
brother.
You know what I mean? When I was just a little child, happiness was there a while. Then from me it slipped one day. Happiness, come back, I say. 'Cause if you don't come, I'm gonna go looking now for happiness. Say if you don't come, I'm gonna go looking now for happiness. I'm hurting inside. I'm hurting inside, no. Been together like school children, and you hurt me, oh what a shame. Oh, I'm your only child. Happiness, won't you stay for a while? 'Cause if you don't come, I'm gonna go looking now for happiness. If you don't come, I'm gonna go looking now for happiness. Say if you don't come, I'm gonna go looking out for happiness. Say if you don't come, I'm gonna go looking now. I'm hurting inside. You know what I mean?
That's one of my favorite songs. When that song plays in my car, man, it's at max. I'm hurting inside. That's one. You know, when you say, oh no, that song comes, I have tears in my eyes sometimes when I listen to that song, because it's so profound.
Yeah, man.
It's so profound, that song of Bob.
Good vibration. Yeah.
And you chose the right one. You chose a great one, because it's in my top 10. I say it all the time. I'm hurting inside. Yeah.
Good
Hurting
vibes, man.
inside. Wow. So now new EP out. That's the thing. Then we're gonna go with the promotion with the new EP for sure. Do you have anything planned in the very near future? Any shows coming? Any?
Well, you know,
With Craig Roy.
You know?
What's your intention? First of all, what's your intention with, because now you say you're very busy with your band and you're doing all kinds of cover and you're touring every week that you're playing. So what's really the intention with Craig Roy? Is it really, for sure, we have goals, we have visions, but what is it, yours? Is it priority? Like, if I ask you, where do you put the most energy during the day? Is it on, like, do you like equalize that between the stuff you want to do with Craig Roy to the level you want to bring it, and the stuff you do locally in Boston with your friends, with your band? So you know, yeah, you don't want to also minimize the involvement on one part. And so how do you manage all this? Because also, do you have any children with you?
Well, they're not with me, you know.
Okay.
But yeah,
but that's
you know.
So there's a lot of things to manage. So how do you, or you just take it in the moment as it goes?
Well, first and foremost, I would give thanks to the Creator of all things, you know, and grants me the opportunity to live a life like this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And let me say now, as far as goals are, I don't know what's out there. And I don't want to set myself up for disappointment by doing such a thing as say, oh, well, for 2018, this is what's going to be happening and this is what I'm going to do. And I don't know, you know what I mean? You know, I don't know what's out there.
You live in the moment.
Yeah, because this is all new. This is all a brand new thing. What I would like, though, you know, I'd like to first, I'd like to see this place. You know what I mean? I'd definitely like to get a tour going with seeing the southern side of this place, you know, and before I move forward, you know, because we're always moving. You know,
as always we're moving. Yeah.
Yeah. The festival definitely I'd like an opportunity. I love the opportunity to perform at some of these festivals, you know. I know I have something to offer. I don't, you know, I think at this point, you know, everything, you know, I could show up with a cover band. I could show up as just me, and I can make it there, and I could show up with the instigators, and I could make it there, you know. So
that was my question to you. If you're like asked to perform as Craig Roy, like, with your repertoire of Craig Roy, can you bring the band that you perform with your covers? Can they go on tour with you? Would you like, let's say you're called for a big tour in Europe, do you bring that band you have with you in Boston, or you do it with a DJ on stage and stuff?
Well, you know, it's what the venue can afford. It comes down to, you know, what you afford.
That's it.
As a promoter, is what you can afford, and then it is what you want too. Because, you know, with me you have options. You know, with me you could get an acoustic show. You know, with me and two other guitar players. You know, very good guitar players, and we could make it nice. You know, my acoustic stuff is real good.
Yeah.
You know, you could get me with a DJ. You know, if that's your preference, if your space cannot, you know, accommodate a band, you could get me on a DJ. You know, you could get me, you know, with a band that's 9 pieces, you know, as a 9-piece band, you know, it's full horn section, everything, you know what I mean? And all the Bob Marley classics, and you could get me with the instigators, which is all original, you know, Greg Roy original and Greg Roy and the instigators original. You know?
What do you prefer, and what gives you the most empowering feeling? Is it to perform with a band of 9-10 people, like big bands with trumpets and all kinds of people on stage? Because you get strength from that. You get a lot, and you get a lot of confidence. You're not alone on stage. It's always a nervous thing to get on stage, and I don't care who you are, what your name is, how much money you have, you get up on stage, you have that feeling. And I don't care. You just have to go.
I don't know. If there's not enough people, Like if I go up on stage and there's one person out there, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not an issue, but it's always a heavier experience when there's like 10, 20 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always a heavier experience to keep these people engaged, and at some point in time you have to be doing, you have to be performing for probably a specific person, in order to keep the energy and keep it going. At the end of the day, it's all magic. It's how you spread the potion.
Yeah. Exactly. It's
know
how
what
you
I mean?
spread the potion.
I love seeing a wide audience. A wide audience. I love that. I'm more comfortable when there's more people.
Okay.
More people gives me more comfort. And
more, and you know that these people are there to listening to you too, Lou, so they're there for you to listen to you.
And the energy you get back is sometimes strong. Sometimes I can understand to some people it might be too strong because you have all that energy, and I love that, as what I would prefer. I would prefer if I could have a Greg Rye show that features Greg Rye in all his stages. That I would love. But it's realistic at this point in my career because it's probably something I would have to do myself. And I don't know the scientific approach to getting sponsors. I don't know that. I mean? I've never been taught that. I've never been shown that. I've never been exposed to that. I would really prefer if when you come to see Greg Rye, you could come to see Greg Rye and you could see Greg Rye in all of his stages. You could see him, with an acoustic thing where you have congas going and guitars going, and we could break away from that, and you could see him through these stages with different bands. You know what I mean? It's something for the future.
Yeah,
I would
that's
like
it. But
other than that, whatever a promoter feels or wishes to put energy towards, this is what I can provide. You have Greg Rye with an acoustic show, which is most likely to be a more comfortable and relaxed setting. You have Greg Rye with a DJ for like those small clubs that doesn't normally carry a band.
I was gonna ask you when it comes to perform. When it comes to perform, to go perform, you gotta tread Babylon, and you gotta go sometimes into places where you would not be normally attracted if you would not play music, like bars and stuff. So how do you manage all this? How's your process? Do you perform in bars and stuff, or just in theaters and? Like, do you block yourself from saying, no, that's bad vibes, bars?
No, I don't do that.
Or how do you approach this?
I try to cover. I try to cover all the ground.
Yeah, that's it.
All the ground. Like,
because
I don't.
Souls be rescued everywhere.
Yeah, man. It's like I don't say, well, I'm not in a bar because they'll get drunk. I mean, I know people who say that, and I can see I can understand it.
And what did I told you at the beginning? I said, how you walk with the broken tells a lot more than how you sit with the greats.
True.
That's the thing. So you have to go with the broken ones for sure.
Yeah, man.
But again, broken ones. It's just because the connection is broken.
I have no fear around what it is that I am doing. You know what I mean? There's no second guessing. If I miss, I miss. We have life. We try again.
That's it.
Yeah, man. It's like
That's it. You know, it's
yeah,
a
it's like,
one-time deal.
um,
One-time deal.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go wherever I am called. You know, it's like somebody said to me, a sister of mine said to me, you know, Big Mama Son, Kata. She said to me, artists are like superheroes, except without the spandex.
Without this
Yeah,
next.
when you're called upon, man, you answer.
Yeah.
But it is that people want to see me, I'll show up. And I'll
You
show
know
up
what
with
it
that.
is? You know what it is with artists is you help us see the world in a different way sometimes.
Mm.
That's very important.
That's real talk, man.
Yeah, you
I
help us see the world differently and from another perspective, with more love, with more like when you see like often also we have the tendency to put artists, I like to call them for what they are, artists, on some kind of pedestal because they are doing something. But I've realized, opening my heart, that I had to do something too. That it's good to encourage others, but they have to encourage yourself also in the process. Like that's why I think a bit of people get lost into the process of encouraging everybody else but themselves. But encourage yourself too. You know, be empowered, be inspired by others, but also keep encouraging yourself so you can listen to the message, but not only to your, because people listen.
you, the universe as we know it does not exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all this thing that goes on in the world that you can recognize and be a part of and communicate it and connect yourself to. All these things is made possible by your energy. You know what I mean? The things that happen without your knowledge are the things are the only things I think that exist without you. You know, like if I wasn't alive today, this particular moment wouldn't be possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is one of the things that we all have to understand as a people, moving force across this plane. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Is that your energy is necessary.
How can you set this plane?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, dude.
I like that. That's very conscious. This plane, I like that because it's a plane of existence. It's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. You know, all we are in the grand scheme of all, it's all we are just waves of possibilities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would be something else other than this thing that I am. I don't know what I would be, but something else that I was not just a possibility. You know, like I could say, "Oh, I'm a host." Well, really, are you? You know, some people walk and they say, "Oh, I want dog," and them call themselves dog, and everybody's dog. That's how they see themselves, and that's you know what I mean. It's like I could be offended by it as until thy kingdom come. At the end of the day, that's how they see themselves in this time. You know what I mean? So
what you say to yourself is very important. The warrior inside you hears everything, so use proper upliftment words and talk to yourself in a very empowering way. And eventually, you're gonna rise and you're gonna shine, and that's all that's gonna happen with you. Hey, I thank you very, very much. It's been like 2 hours, and I want to hold you longer.
Really?
Didn't even look like it. I just look at the time like, wow, that's the longest TRU-MON show with a reggae artist. You got it, bro. The longest one, 2 hours.
I would just breaking through, like we're just getting into about the music. Well, anyway, we see if something next time. You say?
We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again, like I said, where we have so much to say together. I think maybe in 2 weeks we do it again. I will set another one for in 2 weeks, bro. I'll let you the next weekend off, and if you're again available in 2 weeks, we'll keep going because I have more to say too. But it's like 2 hours, and people attention sometimes is kind of short. So to keep them booked for 3-4 hours
Well,
in a row and sometime,
well,
but we'll come back. It's not a problem.
it's not my job to keep you engaged.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, whatever you have to do to get the message. You know, I have to deliver the message. You turn your back to me, or you turn away, or you go do something else. That's what you have to do to get the message that I'm bringing. You know, so you know,
Yeah, no, that's
we
great.
do what we
That's great.
can.
But we did very, very good. I'm very proud of us, for sure. You got to take pride in what you do. That's going to carry you also, not false pride, but take pride in your work, because that's your driving force. That's, what is life after all? A test of pride here, a test of pride in yourself. See where you can take your own life to. Then. Like, are you going to sit on the couch, or are you going to take it to another level? That's the thing. But so that's what.
Talking about that, while I'm here sitting on the couch,
No, but
talking about that, it's like, what you know, before we go, we want people to understand that this new EP is a compilation of tracks. Tracks been released from 2015 all the way up to present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's a track coming out this weekend too from Flow Production called Africa.
Ah, great.
Massive song. I love that song. It's like, who are you and where you come from? Trying to kill my vibration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive song. You can go and check out that one too. You know, it's on the Cuban Riddim. You know, it's like a mix of Cuban and Jamaican music together. It features a host of artists like myself, inspirational artists that are within the place that I am within. You know what I mean? Well, so the 2018 January releases. That's one of the ones coming in January. There's another one coming in January, and that I'm certain about. Matter of fact, I don't have full information on this one, so I shouldn't even be talking about it.
Maybe when we come back together, you'll have it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And if they want to find the music, use
Spotify everywhere.
Everywhere.
I love Spotify. Personally, you ask me where to find music, Spotify. If you have music, put it on Spotify. Put it on Spotify. I don't know what you guys artists think about Spotify and different platform. What's your opinion on different platform when it comes to putting out your music? Which one do you really like? You, when you listen to music, where do you go?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. Or I mean, I have a wide collection of music, and I'm not listening to a lot of artists right now. Right now, mostly Bob Marley I'm listening to it.
You have to listen to Bob intensively. This is the thing. So Bob is probably always playing in your ears.
No, every Monday. Every Monday, from Rise to Set. Every Monday, I listen to Bob Marley.
Why on Monday?
Oh, because Monday nights we in some of it in Sally O'Brien.
Okay. So you have something at night, so it's a kind of like to put you in that state, and it's very important.
It's kind of a open rehearsal.
Yeah, that's it.
It is kind of where one can come and get the thing, and it's not, there's no pressure of the big stage. You come, you enjoy, or you don't enjoy, and it's me learning the song, basically.
Yeah. I might be there in the room one day. I'm not very far from you.
Yeah, one of them times when we're coming up to me and Vermont, or one of them places.
Come to Montreal, or see, you should come to Montreal eventually.
Definitely. Find the music there, Greg Grime Music, at Greg Grime Music, and it takes you to Twitter or Facebook or things that I hear people talk about these days,
Yeah.
Website is under construction at this moment in this particular time. As we speak, it's under construction. Gregory is the GregoryMusic.com. Where you can find photos, you can find music, you can find music videos. I recently finished the video for Take a Sip.
Ah, yeah, Take a Sip. I love that song.
Yeah, I recently finished the video, and it's not been publicly released yet, but it's on YouTube. You just have to know where to look at this point.
We seek shall find. We seek shall find.
I try to create some kind of mystery with the music sometime, what else I want to share?
But I think you are creating mystery, because if you're in touch with life is mysterious, so you are creating mystery. Each and every time you touch that guitar, that mic, that it's more, it's the mystery unfolding, the mystery of life unfolding each and every present moment. So yeah,
man.
It's very divine, very magic. Life is magic. Look, come on, life is magic, man. You can make,
I want to say to all the people.
I'm gonna be gone another hour now if I start.
Oh no! This is
if I start talking about life being magic, we're gonna be gone another hour here.
I would like us to get into one of those kind of conversations where we discuss the mystics of life, but I understand it's not right this minute, but right this minute, if you wish to book Gregory, you could email me at gregorymusic@gmail.com, or you could. There's a host of numbers. I could go find a number for. Give me right now.
I'll put in the description also some stuff about you.
The bio I sent you have
everything.
Those things. But you can just dial 617-516-7734. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
And they'll put you in touch with somebody if you want to book the artist.
Yeah.
Book the artist. Enjoy yourself.
Book the artist. Great soul,
man.
Great soul.
Yeah, man.
Greg Roy.
Yes.
Born and raised in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Now in Boston, Massachusetts. Boom! Live and direct on the TRU-MON show. We're out, people. We're out. And we're going to be back in 2 weeks. Like I said, we're going to do another one in 2 weeks. I have too much to tell you. We seem to have just scratched the surface. We just have met. We just have met today. The next one will be even more deeper, because now we're just meeting each other and putting out the vibe and that. So the second one is always a gem. A gem. That's what I did with Teacher. I was with Don Tepo 4 times here. 4 times with Don Tepo. So, there's a big relation also that gets created, and we help each other, and we're just like carrying ourselves and helping each other on the way. So, no, that's great, bro. I'm totally in the dream with Craig Roy. No problem there.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much.
I give thanks.
Give thanks, and thank you very much, and everybody in the chat. Everybody has just great words for you. I'm gonna take the comments also in the chat, and I'm gonna put it in the comment section of the video. So if you want to see what people were saying during the chat and stuff, you guys can see it also. And Bliss is saying all kinds of good stuff. Merci beaucoup, Janik and Craig Roy. Tears were falling down my face. Such a sweet, deep soul, Craig Roy. Much better sound. Now, okay, the sound was better. It's not easy out here. Christians galore, blah, 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 so many. Shalom, Judith, Bats, everybody in the chat, big up, and that's it. I'll post the chat in the comment so we can see it after. But we'll be back. We'll be back in 2 weeks, definitely together. I'll get in touch with you, bro, and we set another one. We'll see what time and that. We're pretty much timeless. And also we live in the moment, so it's not a big deal for us to do that. We show up and boom.
We'll try to stick to 101 next.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody. And we're out. That was such a great vibe. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Stay with me a little bit. Don't press the exit button now, the eject button too soon. I want to talk to you a little bit. So we're out. See ya. That was Yannick on the TRU-MON show with Greg Roy. A pleasure again to be with you. See ya. Bless up and rise and shine. That's the order of the day. Do your best. Don't stress. Forget the rest. We're out.